never ever you choose a relationship because you are too scared to start over, or because you're with that person for a long time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Renee Rowena back with another video. I'm sure you saw the title, so you know exactly what we're going to talk about today. So let's get right into it. Never lower your standard for anyone, because all the characteristics and traits that you ignore in the beginning, it will come back to haunt you. Everything that you allow to slide will later on be a problem. Yes, I know most of the times we settle for a number of things, whether it's because we think we will never find anybody better. We settle because we think we're on this timeline that society made. Most times we even settle because our friends or family members have found their soulmates and we just don't want to be single, so we settle. But when you settle, you will never be truly happy. Never. So how do we know that we're settling, or when we're settling? It's simple. Just look out for the red flags. You know, most times, say for instance you're in a long-term relationship and you're confused. You're just confused about a lot of things, and you start to question yourself, and you start to remind yourself that these are the things that you always wanted to avoid. You find yourself doing things that you had told yourself that you would never ever do. You're making excuses. You don't know where you stand in the relationship. You're questioning the relationship. Like, these are the things you can look for. And I know. Who wants to be alone? I'm sure everybody wants to be loved. I'm sure everybody wants to have that one person around them all the time. Or not all the time, but you know, just somebody to hang out with. Listen, sis. Set a certain standard. Demand what you want and what you deserve. And never apologize for that. You know what I mean? Never, ever, ever you apologize for that. You know, as a woman, you would say, okay, there's certain qualities that you look for in a guy, whether it's, you know, somebody who loves God, God-fearing, someone who's family oriented, someone who's gonna get along with your family, because that's important, someone who's loyal, trustworthy, faithful. You know, you have those qualities that you say, okay, this is what I want in a guy or whatnot. Whenever you settle with a person who has none of these qualities that you know you want and you look for in a guy, you know what I mean? Example for me, I don't like liars, okay? So say for instance, I'm in a relationship with someone and they lie to me, whether it's the first time or the second time. I may forgive you for the first time, but say it's something you continually do, or you do it for the second or third time, then in the back of my head, I'm always going to be thinking that you're lying whenever I ask you something. You know what I mean? So these are the things, these are the red flags that you have to identify in a relationship. If you lie to me, like say the second time around, then my trust for you just goes from 100 to 0, like real quick. Like, I'm not gonna trust you again. And always I'm gonna have it in the back of my mind. Every time I ask you a question that you're lying, I'm gonna wonder to myself or try to question if you're actually telling the truth, and I just can't live with that. That's just too much. Another thing that I want to point out is that you will never be enough for a man who isn't ready. Like, sis could be cooking for him, cleaning for him, being the best friend, best companion, best partner, you know, the whole 9 yards. And if he's not ready to be committed, then there's absolutely nothing you can do to make him ready. He has to know within his heart, within his mind, within his soul that, hey, I am ready for this. I love this person and I am ready to be committed to this one person. If he's not ready, sis, he's just not ready. And believe me, you don't need that. You definitely don't need that. You need someone who's gonna love you, who's gonna admire you, cherish you, someone who's ready for a relationship and who's gonna be committed to you and only you. You deserve exactly what you want, so please never ever 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 settle for anything less. Try to identify or try to notice how you feel when you're with that person. Do you feel energized? Do you feel motivated? Do you feel down? Do you feel less of yourself? Do that person makes you feel loved? But when you're frustrated about something, do they work it out? Do they try to fix things? Do they try to make it better? When you settle, you will never be satisfied, and that's just the plain truth. And sometimes the person isn't bad. Say this person is doing everything for you, but you're just not happy, you're just not comfortable. Then maybe, just maybe, that person isn't the right person for you. And that's where I say you have to do some soul searching. Sometimes you just need some space or some time to figure things out, or sometimes you're just gonna have to end the relationship because you're not happy and you're not getting what you want. And I'm gonna say this, and I cannot stress this enough: never ever you choose a relationship because you are too scared to start over, or because you're with that person for a long time. That's not a good idea, and that's not a very good reason for you to stay in the relationship. In fact, that's a bad reason to stay in the relationship. Just focus on what you want. Think about, okay, who I want for me, who God wants for me, like the perfect soulmate, the perfect teammate. Just follow your instincts, because most of the times we know. Most of the times we just know. We know that something isn't right. We pick up on things. So pay attention to your intuition. Trust me. And when you start to question those buts, I love this person, but I'm not happy. He's a nice guy, but he's a liar. I am comfortable with him, but sometimes he makes me feel less of myself. The moment you start to question yourself, the moment you start to make excuses, the moment you have to think or figure out where you stand in the relationship, or you keep questioning yourself, or you're having these buts, something is wrong. Just remember, you deserve exactly what you want. So please never, ever, 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 ever settle. So that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please turn your post notification bell on and subscribe for more. Bye for now, and I'll see you in my next video.